Welcome everyone, I'm Ange, and today I have a full body beginner Pilates class for you that's suitable for those who are brand new to Pilates or who are coming back after a long hiatus or maybe recovering from an injury or after having a baby. So this class is going to be full body. We're gonna get you from head to toe. We're gonna work on the breath, that mind-body connection, and you don't need any equipment other than your mat and maybe a small pillow, throw cushion, or folded up towel to sit on. So grab what you need and we're gonna get into this class right away. Meet me in a cross-legged position, and here's where you might want to sit up on something. So a little throw cushion might help you just feel a little bit more comfortable in this position. You want to be nice and tall, and we're going to start with Pilates breathing. In Pilates, we inhale through the nose, we think of expanding through the ribs, and we exhale out through a pursed lip, like we're blowing air through a straw. And that helps create a little bit of resistance and helps your abdominals to engage. So we're going to start with that, wrapping your hands right around your ribs. Take a big breath in, expand the ribs. Think of them expanding out to the sides, the back, and a little bit to the front. And then exhale. It's a little bit audible, a little more forceful than your natural breath. Let's do it again. Inhale, expand, get tall. Close your eyes if that helps you. Exhale now, notice your abdominals might engage a little bit. One more time, you can actually put your hands down on your abs, breathe in. And exhale. Do you feel those abdominals maybe drawing away from your hands, the sides of the waist cinching in a little bit? All right, if you don't feel it yet, you will. So let's add the arms. Inhale, reach the arms up, take up space, and exhale, bring them down, and right behind you on the floor, fingertips down. Let's lift the chest, breathe in, and exhale, right back to the start. Now we're gonna add a twist. Hand to the opposite knee, other hand stays behind you, and just rotate. Use the hand to get a little deeper into the twist. Come all the way over to the other side, get tall, breathe in. Come to center, nice job. Now we're gonna lift the right arm up, left fingertips stay on the floor, and come over into a side bend. Think of keeping that opposite sit bone down as you reach the fingertips away. Come all the way up, and other arm reaches up and over. Nice. And all the way up. Okay, we're warm, we're ready to get into this. So let's come to face the front edge of the mat, scoot a little bit forward. We're gonna start with our half roll back. Bring your hands behind your legs for a little bit of support. Think of getting really tall. And as you exhale, this time I want you to round your spine into a C curve. Think of pulling the glutes under you, pulling the hip bones up, and creating this long C shape through your spine. Use your hands to help lift you back up, and exhale. Tuck the glutes under, find that C shape. And up. Good. Let's do it again. Adding the breath. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, C shape. One more time. Breathe in. And back. I want you to hold this C, reach the arms out in front of you now. Come all the way up. It's going to be a little bit harder. Exhale, C shape. Inhale, come on up. See if you can keep the feet on the mat and the knees right in alignment with your hip bones. If your toes need to lift a little, that's okay, but definitely keep those heels down. This one we're gonna hold. Make sure the glutes are tucked under. Make sure you have that pull up through those hip bones, and we're gonna lift one arm out to the side and back to center. Other arm out and center. One more time each way. Do you feel your obliques kicking in now? It's a lot of work for the core. Come all the way up and flex over your legs. Great job. Let's roll up. We're gonna grab onto the legs, maybe come forward a little bit so you have room behind you, and roll down one bone at a time. So as you're laying on your back, I want you to check in with where your gaze is. If your gaze is up and back behind you on the wall, I want you to put a little pillow or a folded up towel under your head. Okay, your gaze should be sort of right above you and slightly forward on the ceiling, the back of the neck nice and long. All right, grab what you need, and we're gonna start with a little bit more core connection. So we'll try breathing in this position, hands on the front of the ribs, big breath in. Feel the ribs expand like an accordion. And as you exhale, feel the ribs just come back towards each other. Now hands on the lower tummy, big breath in, expand the ribs. And as you exhale, feel a little bit of a connection in the abdominals. It's a little bit of a lifting sensation, pubic bone to belly button, and a wrapping in of the sides of the waist. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in and exhale. zip the pubic bone, wrap the waist. Great job. Now we're gonna keep going with that. You don't always have to think of manually contracting, but that's what's happening as you're breathing out. All right, arms are right by the sides. We're breathing in, lifting the right leg up. And exhale, we're gonna tap the toes down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Lift. So notice I'm arcing away from the hip and I'm not just bending my knee more. The leg stays at 90 degrees. 4 more like that. Tap and lift. 3, 2, and 1. All the way up to tabletop with that leg. Let's put it down, toe, ball, heel on the mat. And we're gonna breathe in. Exhale, feel the abdominals connect, lift the other leg up. Now hold here for a second. I wanna bring your awareness to your pelvis. So we wanna talk about what's happening underneath your lower back here. You wanna have a little bit of space, about the space for a nice big juicy blueberry, okay? And as you start to move the leg, you wanna make sure you're not squishing your blueberry or extending too far away from it. You're staying really still, just keeping that blueberry touching your lower back but not squishing it the whole time, okay? That's our neutral spine. So we wanna work on that pelvic stability, keeping the spine in neutral as we move the leg. All right, so I've started. If you haven't started with the leg, you can join in. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. We'll do 4 more. 3 more. Good. And 2. 1, and come all the way up. Put the foot down, toe, ball, heel. Nice job. Now let's bring our hands behind our head, interlace the fingers. Think of that blueberry underneath your lower back. We're gonna keep it there. And as we breathe out next time, we're gonna lift our chest. Let's inhale, prepare. Exhale, zip up your core and lift the chest. Now hold here. Inhale, see if you can keep the belly slightly engaged. Inhale into your rib cage. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift, gently flattening out the abdominals. Inhale, stay, expand the ribs, and exhale, lower down. Couple more times here. So bringing your awareness back to the pelvic stability. As we lift, we're going to want to squish that blueberry, but I want you to keep heaviness in your tail. So your sacrum, just keep going as I'm talking, is that flat bone at the base of your spine that rests between your 2 glutes. I want you to feel that heavy into the mat to help keep you stable as you work the abdominals and lift the chest into flexion. Good, 2 more. So if you're brand new to Pilates, this is gonna seem like a lot of information. Last one. Over time though, when you build this foundation, we put it all together, it gets really fun, so stick with it. Okay, we're gonna put those 2 moves together. So hands are gonna come back behind the head. Let's breathe in. And now as we breathe out, we're gonna lift the right leg and the chest, and then we're lowering everything back down. Now let's lift the left leg and the chest, and down. It's gonna be a lot harder for you to stabilize your pelvis and not squish that blueberry. So if you need to slow it down, go for it. And pull. And lower. You feeling a little bit of work in those abs? Lift. And in. Let your hands carry the weight of your head as you move here. So let your head just heavy back into the hands. Focus on bringing the ribs to the hips and the knee in. 2 more. Last one. And down. Great job. Keep your hands right where they are. Now we're lifting the chest and we're twisting towards the right leg. Come all the way back and down to the mat. And as you breathe out, you're lifting and twisting to the other leg. All the way back down. So see if you can get that opposite shoulder blade off the mat. Think of bringing this rib over to the hip without moving the knees. And down. Let's do 4 more. Exhale up and over. And 3. Inhale as you lower back down. Keep that breath flowing. 2. 1. And all the way down. Nice job. Bring your legs about mat distance apart. Bring your arms out wide and let's windshield wiper the legs. Bring them over to one side, look the other way. And switch. Now, as we move through these exercises and I'm cueing your breath, I want you to make sure you're not overthinking the breath or worrying about it too much. I'll cue it, but as long as you're breathing, as long as you're not holding your breath, you're doing it right, okay? There is no right way. We just want to make sure that you're breathing, because that's the key to a strong core and a mobile body. All right. Now bring the feet right in line with your sitting bones. So you'll find your sitting bones, they're right in the center of your glutes. If you were wearing jeans, they'd be in the middle of the pocket of your jeans. Okay, bring your feet in line with those and bring your feet a little closer to your bum so you could almost reach your feet if you reach your fingertips. Okay, arms are right down by your sides. And now we're gonna curl the tailbone back, and this time we're going to squish our blueberry. So squish that blueberry and then continue thinking of peeling the spine up off the mat, one bone at a time, one vertebra at a time, to come up and rest between your shoulder blades in a bridge position. And your arms are just down pressing into the mat, your heels are pressing into the mat, and you're gonna melt your spine down from the upper back, middle back, lower back, and then all the way through release to find that heavy sacrum, your tail again, okay? And we're gonna curl back, squish your blueberry, push your feet and arms into the mat, roll up. Beautiful. Let's hold here for a second. Breathe in, reach your knees away from you as you pull your heels towards your bum. If your ribs are up here, I want you to soften them, okay? And your neck is nice and relaxed, chin is off of the chest, and you're gonna roll down. And we'll do it again more fluidly. Curl all the way up, resting just between the shoulder blades. We never want to come way up on the neck and pop the ribs, okay? And roll down. You might do that in yoga. It's a different exercise. It's more of a back bend. This is about mobilizing the spine and engaging the back body. And it feels so good. It's like a little massage for your spine. Good, let's do one more. Exhale as you roll up. And inhale as you roll down. Doesn't that feel so good? Now from here, we're gonna flip over onto your tummy. Coming into a little bit of extension, let's bring our legs hip distance apart and what we call parallel, which means that the knees and toes are just facing forward or facing down in this case. Your arms are coming into this W shape. Your forearms are parallel with the edge of your mat, and you've got your elbows a little bit back behind by your ribs. Your thumbs are in line with your nose if you're looking straight down. From here, you're just gonna lift your chest, bringing your gaze out to the front of your mat and lower down. And let's do it again. You're not lifting up super high, you're just resting on the bottom rib. And notice my neck, I'm not like this, I'm not looking at the wall. I'm long through the back of the neck and I'm gazing out in front of me on the mat. Lower down. To use our breath, inhale to think of using your back muscles to peel you up. Your arms are weightless. They're on the mat, but they're not doing anything. And exhale lowers you down. One more. Lift up, lengthen through those legs, really energize the lower body. And down. Nicely done. Now let's bring the arms by our sides, turn the palms to face the ceiling. And from here, you're gonna stay in a long, low line. Turn the palms towards the thighs to open up through those collarbones. And then hover up just a little more, but you're still low and long. Your gaze is straight down. Lower back down so your nose is just off the mat. Turn the palms up and relax the shoulders forward. Rotate the shoulders open, palms to the thighs, and lift. Push the tops of the feet into the mat. Feel the reaching of the toes back, the crown of the head forward, and lower down. You're doing so well. Two more. Let's inhale to lift. Press up through those arms a little. Feel the triceps, the back of the arms. And lower down. One more time. Active through the whole body. Feel a little zipping of the core. And down. Nice job. Put your hands underneath your shoulders and press back into what we call a shell stretch. Kind of looks like a child's pose, but you're a little bit more rounded. You're making this turtle shell. Sitting on your heels, hands reaching in front, scooping the belly. Nice. Okay, now my favorite side leg series. We're gonna do a little intro to that. So let's line ourselves up with the back edge of our mat. You're gonna lie down and rest your head on your bent arm, or you could put a little pillow or yoga block under there. Bend your knees, so you've got just this little like 3/4 bend. Stack your hips. So check in, this top hip is gonna wanna roll back. Let's bring it right on top of the bottom hip. And then from here, reach the top hip away. So you're nice and long on the top side of your waist and a little engaged on the bottom side of your waist. All right, we're gonna lift the top leg up, reach it nice and long. So you can think of me coming around and gently pulling that leg out of the hip socket. Now we're gonna lift the leg just a little higher than the hip, flex the foot, and lower down with control. Point and lift, flex and lower. So as you're moving through side legs, I want you to always think length. I'm gonna keep repeating that. And creating resistance. So we're not just throwing the leg around, you're really resisting against gravity to create that work. Okay, we're working the side of the hip. We're working core stability. Your core is actually working here to keep you in this stacked position as the leg moves. Good. One more time, lift and lower. Now keep the leg in line with the hip. Reach it a little longer, because as you get tired, you're gonna start to hike up and sink down. So reestablish that length. Now we're gonna bend the knee, bring it towards us, and your foot's gonna come along for the ride parallel with the knee. And press, stretch it, and think of the glute. Inhale, pull the knee towards you, and exhale, stretch it away. See if you can maintain your pelvis in one place rather than arching the back and rounding the back. See if you can just keep the rib to hip distance here between my two fingers the same as the leg moves. So that's that core stability. This is called disassociation. The leg is moving in the hip socket, but nothing else is, right? You're doing so well. Last one. And press. Nice. Now just hold there and little pulses up. You're feeling right here, that whole leg and thigh, glute and thigh. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring the leg down. Give it a little pat. Doesn't that feel so good? Just to rest it. All right. We're going to come all the way up. And we're just gonna do a little side bend. So just stack your legs into this mermaid position, and we're gonna reach the arm up and move over towards the feet. Breathe. And let's go to the other side. Coming on over. Again, find the back of your mat, use it to help you line up. And once you're there, you're gonna slightly bend the knees. Your hips are stacked. You're lifted underneath, lengthened on the top, reach the leg nice and long. All right, so from here, we're gonna lift up just a little higher, flex the foot, lower down. Point and lift, flex and lower. Great job. Your top hand can just be on the mat for support. And check in with your head. Our head is probably way out here, because that's where we often are in life. So just bring it back, ear in line with the shoulder, chin off of the chest. Good, one more here. Create that resistance through the leg, lift the leg up, flex the foot, and pull the knee into the chest. Bring the foot along for the ride, and push away. Bring the leg back in space a little, feel the glute. Inhale, pull. Exhale, reach. Remember we talked about rib to hip distance? So you want those ribs soft, and you want to keep that connection. And another little cue that really helps me is when the knee comes forward, think of showing off your tail a little bit. When the leg rather goes back, think of zipping up your core. Good, 3 more. And 2, you got it. 1, push. Nice hold there, and we're just gonna lift and lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, bring the legs together, give yourself a little pat. Nice job. All right, we're coming up onto all fours. We're almost done. Let's find our tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and let's curl the tailbone under, round the spine, and pull up through those abdominals as you exhale. Inhale, unravel from the tail, one bone at a time, all the way out to a nice flat spine. One more time, curl the tail under, breathe out. Feel the abdominals compress as you drop the crown of the head. Find this nice cat stretch. and all the way back out to a long line. From here, we're gonna reach one arm forward. So see if you can get a nice base of support, pushing down into the mat with the knees and the hands, and then reach the left arm forward and up. Bring it back down. And reach the right arm forward and up. And bring it back down. Keep going like that. Notice here nothing is changing in my spine. I breathe out, my abdominals engage. Because of that exhale, they work together, the breath and the core muscles, to help keep my torso still as I move my arms. Good, one more time each side. Reach. Reach. Nice job. Okay, now we're gonna move our legs and we're gonna keep the hands still, pushing the mat away from you. See if you can find that neutral. So just kind of play with your pelvis here until you have that little curve, right? When we were laying on our back, our curve was away from the mat. We had that blueberry sized space. Here, your curve is the other way. Okay, so it's facing the other direction, I should say. So now we're gonna reach the left leg back, lift it up to hip height. You only wanna lift it so high that you don't arch and lose that neutral, okay? And then lower the leg. Reach the other leg back, use that glute to lift it up and lower down. So it's a little harder to stabilize through the pelvis as you lift the legs, but I know you've got it because you're thinking about what you're doing. You're using your breath. Reach and lift. Lower down. Reach and lift. Nice, lower down, 2 more. And 1. All right, you ready to put that together? Let's do it. So we're starting off with the left arm and the right leg. Push down into the mat, nice and stable. Reach that opposite arm and leg out and lift up. Square off the hip, reach as far away from each other as you can with the fingers and toes and bring everything down. Let's do the other side. Slide and lift. Check that you haven't lost your core, you haven't lost your stability. And down. And again, reach. Just alternating sides here. One more time. Where's your head? Your neck should be long. Gaze out in front of you on the mat. And down. Great job. Sit back onto your heels. This should feel really nice. Little shell stretch. Now bring the knees just a little bit wider. And sit down for a child's pose. Reach the hands far in front of you so you get a nice stretch in the shoulders. And now we're rippling the spine forward. Let's curl our tailbone, start to shift forward in a round spine, and then drop the hips as your shoulders reach your wrists, and lift the chest, lift the heart. And send your seat back. Big breath in. Exhale, curl forward. Ripple that spine out into your cobra. Lift the heart. One more time. Sit back. You did so well today. Hopefully you're feeling really good. All the way out. Nice job. All right, coming back just how we started class. You're gonna sit up nice and tall, grab your pillow if you want, and let's do a little breathing together. Reach those arms up, big breath in. And exhale, press the arms down. And again, big breath in. And press. And let's do a little twist. Hand to the opposite knee, fingertips behind you, and get nice and tall. Twist. Let's go the other way. Breathe in. And come to center, one more breath. Big breath together. The biggest breath you've taken all day. Gather up all that good energy. Bring the hands down in front of the heart. Let that breath out. Good job, everyone. I hope that you're feeling amazing. You did really great work today. You benefited your body and your mind, and I'm so glad that you decided to hit play on this workout. I would love to know if you enjoyed it. So if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Share it with a friend or family member who you think would benefit, and definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to continue making this free content for you and to help the channel grow. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my community, and I'll see you all in the next class.